I'd like to welcome you all to episode 8, I want to say, of the podcast Artists Stop Being Poor, where we gather artists from all over the world with amazing guests and we ask all the questions that we want about their specific business and try to get tips that we can bring into our practice. Basically what we like to do here is invite people that know a lot, ask them everything, and then steal all their tips and tricks and apply into our own practices. But we're very smart on who we get as guests here, so we know that it's people that won't mind getting their tips and ideas stolen and their brains picked. They know that it's for the best of the art world in the big picture. So today we have Vincent. He's from Online Gallery. It's a marketplace for selling art online, and it's one of the new players. So it's very interesting in the sense that you can actually connect with them and talk with them directly, and really be a part of a project that is growing and moving forward. And I think that's a very, very good point for the points where we are in our careers, where we can collaborate to move two projects forward at once. So, Vincent, welcome to our podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here as well.
Yeah, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about Vincent, and then we go into the art
A
business.
bit more about myself or
Yeah.
about the online gallery. Well, I'm
First
Vincent
you,
Moleveld.
first you.
I'm Vincent Moleveld. I live in the Netherlands, near The Hague. It's where the government is located in the Netherlands. I have four kids, or two of my own, and my girlfriend already had two, so we have a full house. And Um, yeah, I've studied. I have a technical background, and 10 years ago I started with the website in the time during my student time, and yeah, it developed and just a very fun hobby to work on, or a nice project to work on, and it's growing fast. So it's a very interesting development going on. Um, yeah, but for me, like what I said, I have a technical background, and uh, this website also was for me an eye opener to learn much more about art and yeah, going out there and try to yeah, explore yeah, all the stuff that's going on around me here in the Netherlands or in Amsterdam or Rotterdam or in The Hague. There's so much cool stuff going on in museums and exhibitions and artists. And yeah, for me, it was just an excellent way to explore myself or to yeah to grow as to see much more of the world than just my own little bubble.
Yeah, and what was your relationship with art before starting, the this website?
I think it's about average. My parents, they always took me to museums and everywhere. If we went on holiday, we always visit a couple of museums, but not really, uh, not like some other people have. It was just something that came out of curiosity by myself, and maybe also the I lived in Delft. That's a very technical with a technical university, so um, it has a really focused topic, technical stuff, and I just wanted to see if there was more, and that yeah, I'm not sure how I got inspired to try to do something with art, but I I just at the end I just did so, and it was very yeah. I'm very happy with the choice I made.
Yeah, I think I can relate with that a lot. It's my parents put me in touch with art, but nothing much more out of the ordinary, as in basically taking me to museums every now and then. And when we visit a city or we traveled, it was the opportunity to go to the museums and see what that art, what those museums had, but it's never feeling like something that is, accessible. It never feels like something that you can be a part. It's a museum. It has this aura of magic and holiness, and
Yeah.
it's not like you as a kid walk there and it's like, oh yeah, I can be a part of this art world. Oh,
For me personally, I'm more of a website builder than per se an art someone who knows a lot about art. But I really like what I find a lot of fun doing is creating a network, reaching a lot of people, and trying to find some sort of hack to learn more about it. And like I told you in the beginning, my website was a blog, and for me, it was just trying to get into exhibitions and openings, and that went pretty well. And I know when, for example, the Stedelijk Museum was reopened in Amsterdam, a couple of journalists, where I was one of them, had the opportunity to visit the museum when it was completely empty, and you walk around with a curator or someone who knows a lot about the exhibition, and yeah, then you get so much more information in such a fun way, and that really triggered a lot with for me personally. It was I found that was so inspiring, and yeah, and the amazing feeling to walk around such a big museum when it's completely empty. It's quite cool actually.
it's a magical experience. You don't
Yeah,
really get to do that, and I think that Corona brought a lot of bad things for sure. But we had those opportunities to go maybe see an exhibition, but you had to book a slot in advance, so you know that it would be like a private experience of seeing something. And this experience of going to the Steak Museum is uh, you know I can only imagine to walk around those and that museum and with somebody that knows as much of that as their curator.
yeah,
So I really like what you say about that you come from a completely different background, tech and web development, and bring that vision into the art world. Well, because tech is all about solving a problem and coming with a solution and engineering a solution. And art is just a lot more. I want to use the word magical, but it also is a lot of dogmas. So bringing a fresh breath of air to the art world and a different point of view can bring problems that we didn't even know that were there, but you can solve them with solutions like the website that you're building. So um, by doing something like that, you can just like connect an audience, a new audience to art. So tell me a little bit about the problems that you saw and that you wanted to solve with your website.
yeah. Like I said in the beginning, I started with the blog, because first my initial thought was I want to build something for artists where they can well, put their work online and make it accessible for everyone to see and to connect, like you said. But then, for me personally, I bumped into the first problem that artists they don't want to join any platform. Like when you're a new platform, it's very hard to get those artists. So I needed to change my initial thought and okay, let's go for a blog and make sure the website grows and becomes a strong, uh, web, stronger web authority. So people couldn't go around my website, and that actually took like 9 years of writing about exhibitions and articles and museums and artists. And the end of 2009, or I decided to bring in a professional web developing company and to create the platform I had in mind for 10 years. Um, so I invested quite a lot of money to build the website like as it is now, and still there are so many things I want to add and change, and So every month we change little things and we implement bigger things. And that's like that will be an ongoing process of continuously improving the platform.
Yeah,
Um,
and
yeah,
I can say, I come from a background in design as well. Well, I come from a design and UX UI, and I worked with startups as well. And the platform is one of the best, from usability that I've seen out there. It just like works very well, and it's very well designed and harmonious. So it's really, from an artist point of view, it's a pleasure to use. It's very intuitive.
thank
So
you. Yeah, yeah. That's also one. That's another problem. With in general with artists, maybe I must be careful how to explain this, but some artists find it difficult to use a computer. So it's also a very basic thing that you need to make it as simple as possible. And another thing is that the average art buyer is still are still in general older people. So you have to make it very accessible and that it feels um, yeah easy to use. And it's very you have to be careful with not making it too complex.
yeah, and it just needs to bridge this dynamic, between finding the artists, creating a marketplace, a middle grounds, and then connecting with the collectors. Basically, what you're creating is a hub where these two parts of the art world can connect and interact and buy and sell
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that. You have like your business is somewhere in the middle, and you have, you might say, two client bases. Because on one side, you need to find amazing artists to fill your marketplace with, and in the other, we need to find the collectors. So your marketing efforts are split both ways.
yes,
Um,
definitely.
let's talk a little bit about the artist side of this equation, and then we're going to talk about the collectors. But
Yeah.
I would like to ask first, how do you make your platform seductive for the artist? Because we know as artists, we're always doing like a million things, painting here, making videos, editing, uploading our artworks online and whatnot. It just feels like it's a never-ending business. But how do you market your place as the solution for artists? Or why is it the right place to upload and to work with you?
Yes, I think we have established a very fair amount. If you want to use online gallery, we use the play to pay method. So you pay a small fee per month to upload work. But the great benefit of our way of working is that we don't charge, we don't ask for a commission fee over sold work. So artists can already start uploading work for less than a little less than €2 a month, and for a premium package, so you have to pay like €10 a month, but then you can upload unlimited artworks, and you can really use. My thought is that I want to give artists their own website on online gallery. So if they would start using online gallery as their own website for €10 a month, it's less than hosting your own website. That's what
Hmm.
my initial thought was. I want to make it like very like a no-brainer to use online gallery, because you can have your own website on the website, and you will have all the benefits with our traffic and a strong SEO. And because if you create a page on online gallery, also in like within a week or so, if you Google for your name, online gallery will be in top of the Google search. So that's an important thing. You get a strong online reference. It's a very easy way to set up. because you have to you join the platform, you choose a plan, and then just enter some basic of your profile, and then you can start uploading artwork. So I think that within 30 minutes or maybe less, if you're if you know your way around computers, yeah, you can be online. And
Hmm.
that's why we try to make it very attractive for artists. We have added an auction where you can use our online auction. It's a very dynamic website page, and like I said before, we try to continuously improve the platform. So the next thing I would like to implement is like a community, like that artists can communicate with each other on the background, so they could ask questions or yeah, share stuff with each other. That's the next thing we want to implement in the website. Um, but mainly, yeah, what I said, we try to be a very competitive new player. For example, we had like the sometimes it's very funny how quick it can go because we had one artist from Greece who joined. Um, that was the 3rd of April, and the 7th of April she sold a piece to someone in the Emirates for €1,000, and she only paid for she had a standard plan, so she paid €5 and sold one piece. So then that's something that really makes my day. If it goes so quick, that, by the way, that was a record. Someone joining and selling something within 4 days. But yeah, we see the numbers growing. I think um, last year we had 440,000 unique visitors with 1.6 million page views. But yeah, we started in 2020 with just a handful of artists, and at the end we had around 500, I guess. So it's a very nice ratio between the viewers and artists, and the number is growing quite rapidly, actually, because I think we're almost, yeah, it's April, and we're almost at the same level of last year. So really makes me happy and excited.
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to hear that things are moving forward and in the right direction. Let me ask you a little bit about, seems like you're creating a product, that you think that artists are going to value. You're creating something that you think artists are going to like. What what strategies are you using to put your product in front of more artists and then try to convince them to sign up to your platform?
Yeah, I think we use the most common ways to attract artists. Well, first of all, the most important method for us is our organic visitors. We get a lot of most of our visits are organic, so people find us by Google. So if you search for online gallery, you will find our platform. Um, but other stuff that we do is we use a lot of Instagram and Facebook. Um, I have tried other platforms like LinkedIn and Pinterest, but it's more difficult. So we mainly focus on Facebook and Instagram and Google. So Google Ads, we use that as well. Um, yeah, you try to narrow the group of visitors and try to focus on artists that's a very convenient of Facebook has made that actually quite easy to make a different target group, and then you can also use pixels, so people who visit your own website, you can retarget them on Facebook. Um, and that's the strong method to use to growth to create growth between artists. Another thing that I implemented less than a month ago, and I'm very excited about this, is our referral program. Um, so everyone who joins the platform or create an account could also be an art lover account, so someone who doesn't have art on the platform but just has his own account. Um, the website will generate a personal referral link, and with this link, if you, for example, are an artist and you have 5 friends who are also an artist, if they would join the platform using your personal link, you will start earning 30% of the monthly payment. So if your friend join online gallery and he chooses, for example, for the premium package, you will receive €3 a month, and that's a very fun thing. Yeah, it could be a very easy way for an artist to earn back their monthly payment.
Does the referral also apply to sales of artworks? So if I refer a collector and they buy something, do I get a small dividend from that?
No, because we don't charge a commission over sold work.
Oh.
So we it's just for the monthly payments. We see that, and also the one thing with how our platform is built is that we really want to connect people, the buyers, directly with the artist. So we see, I think maybe 70% or so of the buyers goes directly to the artist. So the transaction will go don't doesn't go through online gallery, but he will directly send an email to the artist, hey, I would like to buy this work, and they arrange it themselves.
And that's a very interesting prospect because you are working like a connection maker, and that person can then go on to sell other works and become a long-term artist, art collector, and you made the introduction, and your job is done. And then
Yes,
that artist is just going to be more happy to be paying his monthly membership and invite and recommend other artists, so
yeah,
your focus is shifts from selling art but to creating valuable relationships in the art world.
that's true. That it really makes my day. It would make my day if someone connects with an artist and they uh, make up an appointment, and this buyer will go to the studio of the artist, and that there the transaction will take place. That would be, in my view, the most perfect scenario.
Yeah, and
And
and and while other marketplaces are just treating this as transactions and sales and whatnot, you're focusing on connections.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, we tried, and it's also I thought, well, it's a complex situation because I think that another thing is that if you would focus on the commissions over sold work, um, people would also try to go around it. So I thought, well, let's just uh, um, turn that thing around and make it like a real unique selling point to. Um, uh, don't for me. I don't want to focus on the transactions and the sold work, but I just like to make a big network where people can connect to each other in an easy way.
Yeah, and tell me about the this community that you're building. How many artists do you have at this moment in online gallery?
Yes, I think we have. I should have checked before, but I think we have around 1,000 now at
Okay.
this moment. Yeah, yeah, definitely something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So yeah,
I also find interesting, that from the position where you are, from recurring revenue and membership based art gallery, you can really invest that money straight back into advertising over and over again. You don't need to wait to sell an artwork to make some money to, finance, your next
yeah, yes. At
marketing
this
campaign.
moment, we everything we make, we we put back into online marketing or making the website better. And this will go on for a long time as we grow. Um, I think in the perfect world we would have much more artists, and then we could actually uh, search for like a fixed percentage of amount that we would invest in online marketing. But that, yeah, for now it's 100%.
Well, you're bootstrapping the company. You're building up the startup. It's part of the game. And going back to the idea of recurring revenue, for the artists listening to that, you guys can also do recurring revenue. Think about platforms like Patreon, or Drip, or OnlyFans if you're a little bit more sassy. But these platforms allow you to monetize your mega fans and get a recurring revenue from that. Then you can give like special studio visits or special content or discounts or small prints every month. And that way you already have like the base of your art practice financed. You have a little cushion every month, and on top of that you can put like sales and other projects. So I think that both in business and in art careers, which are not different things, you should aim to create some sort of recurring revenue. It's kind of like having a salary. you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the other
that's
side is like freelancing.
yeah, but I understand it's still very hard for artists to make a living of what they like doing, and I see that's also with online gallery. I have there are some artists who are selling very well, and other artists they still are waiting for their first sell, and therefore I thought, okay, the price must be uh, yeah, like low enough for artists to just use the website as fundamental, just as a basic for to create their own website on a nice platform, and from there on we try to continue to make, yeah, to make that happen. The how do you say that? Yeah, from that point we want to work on growing and selling more work, and make sure that also artists who yeah, that at the end all the artists would sell a piece. But yeah, sometimes that's very hard.
I see
It
it.
also has to do with quality
Yeah.
and yeah.
I
Yeah.
see it as online gallery like the perfect place for like starting artists to offer their first batch of artworks online. Then if they want to like really dive deep and build their own website and their own things, but having that as a starting point is a great place to start, because all of the coding and the programming and the designing the website, it's all done. You just need to upload your pictures and write pretty things about your art, take some good pictures, and
Yeah, and that's also for me. But yeah, I sometimes need to explain this. I'm a website builder and a network maker, and if for example, if you would take a basic plan for €1 99 a month, and you can add 5 artworks, you can create your profile, and you could add a link to your website, Facebook and Instagram. But only the link to your website is, in my opinion, worth €2. If I could buy like 100 very good links from good websites for €2 per piece, I would do that straight away.
yeah.
But that's, yeah, that's more the technical way. Yeah, behind websites and URLs and link building, and yeah,
And
most of the artists are not aware of this factor.
yeah, and I tell all my artists, it's like you got to have a website, no questions asked. But that's not the only thing you need to ask. You have to have your works in other galleries. You have to have your work talked in magazines and online blogs and all this stuff. That for one side, it creates what we call link building, which is important. But it also helps create your story. It's like Adidas has its own shop. You go to a shopping center, there's an Adidas shop, but you can get Adidas products in a lot of different other shops as well. And I think
Yeah.
that as artists, what we need to learn as well is to diversify and partner up with other people that can elevate and promote and expand our work.
And that's a very interesting thing what you're saying, because I completely agree with your point of view. I think as an as an artist or whatever job you have, you need to make sure you are seen. You have to work on how to marketing yourself to make, yeah, to sell yourself. But I do understand it's quite difficult to, for example, to join five different online galleries, because you have to, yeah, you have to make sure that every page is up to date, and that's quite a lot of work. So I can understand that's difficult, and yeah,
Well, but
maybe impossible.
hard
Yeah.
work is what differentiates, like, maybe from success. I think if you stipulate a digital inventory where you keep very efficient track of your artworks and where they are uploaded, and you take it as a methodic way, then you can pull off something like that. I think that the days of the disorganized artist are long gone. Now we need to really step up our games and act as business people, because as artists we're just playing so many roles right now. I'm a video editor, I'm a marketing specialist, I'm a website builder, I'm a PR person, and all of that just for my art career.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. And I think you have something very interesting in what you just said about being organized in and structure your own digital art archive. So you could, yeah, change everything on the different websites quite easily. That's yeah. You need to work with Excel probably, or make some database
I
and
got something
um,
better. I'm gonna send it to you to have a look afterwards. I
oh, cool.
created a inventory template on Notion that allows you to create like different tags for artworks that have been sold, or artworks between 100 and 500 euros, or styles, or and that way you can kind of have like a full overview of your inventory. Adidas knows how many pairs of shoes they have on each shop, so they have databases with that information. So why we as artists are just going to create art and put it in like a closet and forget how much we made? That's what separates the difference, the
Yeah,
biggest,
yeah, and we still. I also sometimes I meet artists and they tell me, well, I actually think you should pay me for adding my work on your platform, and then yeah, come on. That's like maybe in the 80s or the 70s, this was a normal way of working. But if you know how much I have invested in creating this platform, it's, yeah. Why do you think I should pay you? I would even pay you to be on the platform. So that's also you need to deal with some way conservative way of thinking.
yeah.
I guess.
and and out of check egos from artists. Talking about that, you have a lot of artists in your platform right now. What differentiates the artists that are succeeding in your platform, that are selling regularly, from the artists that just upload their artwork and nothing never happens? What are the differences in the actions of these two types of artists?
Yeah, you have. First of all, quality is it's very important there. And there's one artist who has actually a lot of humor in his work, and he's doing pretty well. So maybe that's also a thing that works online. He has very easy to understand art. He uses, for example, those ducks you have in the bathtubs
Hmm.
as a child, and then he has like uh, nine nine ducks and or in a square, and then one is just going the other way around, and then he has a fun text under it. Um, for also for his price is also I think around $1,000, so it's yeah accessible. This guy is doing pretty well. Um, so and also they are active as well. They share their work of online gallery on their own social media. Every time when they upload something new, they share it with their own network because uh, for a lot of artists that their own network is also it's a very strong network to use. And and yeah, I sometimes see there are like there are a lot of people who join the website, and what you said, they just upload some work, and then they stop they stop using, and they forget their password, and they 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 don't, yeah, just don't look at it anymore. But I think you make um, and also we, for example, we have a page with new upload work that's also visited quite well. So if you continuously change your page and add work, and it's just a way to be seen by our visitors. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You have to keep busy, and you have to keep active. It's not just like Moses, build it and they will come. You
No,
have to you have to be playing the game as well.
sorry, I need to grab my charger. One moment. We can continue talking. I can hear you.
So, where was I? Yeah, going back to that, to there's all the things that the artists can do on their own. They're promoting, they are sharing their links with friends and in their social media and in their newsletters. Guys have a newsletter. What efforts are you guys doing to promote the whole bunch of online gallery and the artists and all of that? What extra visibility do you add to the artists in your platform, the ones that are
Uh,
active and that are
yeah, at the moment we have a more general way of advertisement. So we just advertise the platform. Um, we also use. I try to upload 3 artworks per day on our social media. I would like to increase that, but this is something I really have to put in my agenda and make sure every day I try to post an artist. At the moment, we use the strategy. I post 3 artworks of one artist a day, and then in our bio on Instagram, for example, we call it the artist of the day, and then we put his or her Instagram profile, and we try to promote an artist like this. We can see that this works for artists. So this is just our proactive way of promoting artists. We have on the homepage an artist of the month. So every month we select one artist, and uh, this artist will be shown with 5 or 6 artworks on the homepage. And like I said, we spend quite a lot of money for online marketing, and then in a more general way. But we are building something that will be more sophisticated. Yeah, also with pixels. For example, if you would see, if the website would know that someone has visited an artist or a certain genre of art, we could actually then use this pixel to make custom-made advertisements uh, on his or her Facebook or Instagram page. So this is something we are working on, and we will increase using this year. and hopefully this will really have a big impact on sold work.
Okay, and I have one last question, and then we jump to the Q&A because I know people are excited about that. What measures are you guys taking to attract collectors and art buyers and art lovers into your website? How do you attract people there, telling them like this is a place to buy art, come check it out? And you have so many artists that everybody will find something they'll love in there. There's something for everybody. So how do
Yeah.
you bring this flock of collectors, that to find something they love?
Actually, in the same way as we focus on how we sell work, you can. We have created a target group of social media, and for example, we look at big art fairs and people who like attending those. We try to focus on a group of people like that, and yeah, that's Facebook and Instagram. That's a fantastic tool to use to create a personal advertisements. So that's mainly how we try to do it. We have plans for actually going to fairs offline, just to join them and to create a booth, and then um, yeah, talk to them and ask people to subscribe as an art lover. So we would increase our yeah, group of collectors, but unfortunately, because of yeah, COVID, this is not it hasn't been possible yet. But
Yeah.
this is something we'll definitely do in the future when it yeah when it will be possible again, because that will be the best way for us, just to be on an art fair uh, with a nice stand to promote ourselves and ask people to look around on the website, maybe show some of the pieces of good artists who are on the platform, and yeah, that would be the best place to connect with the art collectors.
Yeah, and the second best thing, if you cannot do that at the moment, is just like add the art fairs, as targets for your online ads.
Yeah,
If somebody's really passionate about art, an art buyer, that they're going to be following all the important art fairs and art weeks,
yeah,
institutions.
that's for,
So you can really
for
target that kind of people with Facebook and Instagram ads.
yeah, for artists for themselves, it's very easy to create an advertisement, and Facebook would help you. For example, with the question, would you like to create more awareness or more leads or just website visits? So you can narrow down your own specific advertisement, and you can add like interest. So people who like art basil or freeze or
Hmm.
like those specific and good art fairs, and then yeah, you can narrow down the group of people, and for example, strong. It's also a good thing to look at the age. Just say, for example, just 35 years or higher, or maybe even a bit higher,
Yeah.
and yeah,
I
try
think
to
I think
use
the main thing is that you need to know your audience. Once you
yeah
know your audience, you can just type in all of that into the magic dystopian algorithm and they will send you that kind of people.
yeah.
Well, I think that's a very high note to end the podcast part of it. I wanted to thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about you and your business with us. And I know that people are excited and ready with some questions. So I am going to open up the floor for questions. So whoever wants to start, now's the time. Just unmute yourself and ask. Like anytime. It's
Okay, I have a question, Vincent.
Yes.
Um, if an artist chooses the premium package, I think you said it was called, where there's a website included, Is it like just a one-page website, or is it an actual website? Does it have a shop?
No, all the pages have a shop included, so you can use your online gallery. We offer the safe transaction payment methods, but if you have a premium, you have a homepage, you have an about you page, artwork page, and a contact page. And
Okay.
so you have like 4 pages, and um, yeah, we also
And
try to.
visitors can buy
Yeah.
and visitors can buy directly off the site.
Yes, they can buy directly from the site, but they could also directly contact you as an artist, or click on your website link and go to your own website, and then
Yeah.
go from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I see it as a perfect complement for your website. You know, it's like
Yeah.
everybody needs their own website, but this is kind of like having a tiny website inside of a super online shopping center of art. You know, so you have your little shop in there too. You know, so somebody will stumble on, find something they like, and click along, and they stumble upon your art. So I think it just like gives a lot of possibilities for discovery.
Yeah.
So anybody else? John?
Mhm.
Yeah, Vincent, you may have said something. How does the art get shipped? If I'm in the States and then somebody buys in Mauritius, how does that art get there?
Yeah, we have. You can add the shipping and handling is taken care by the artist, but it's possible to add an average shipping cost, the price, domestic or international, and it's a bit, yeah, it's not completely bulletproof, but in general it's working fine. For example, in if you're a European, I would say okay, for try to make uh, just give a realistic price for international shipping. And I always tell the artist, if, for example, your work would have to ship to Japan and it's like 3 times as high as estimated, so you say, okay, international shipping is 150 euros or dollars, um, and it turns out to be like 450, um, we could always just cancel the sale, or just contact the buyer, explain to him, okay, because of the distance and we need a more secure cradle, and it's just more expensive than we thought of. You can always ask the buyer to, for example, make it 50-50, or yeah, or to completely pay for the shipment. But the other way, as how I see it, because we don't charge commission. So if you would, um, yeah, you just have to think about a good price for your artwork, so you have enough margin to also play with this a bit, maybe. So yeah, and this way I don't see it won't be a problem. But to answer your question, the artist is responsible for the payment and shipment. Although I'm also talking with someone who has a professional shipping company for like really high end art. We would like to make it possible to implement that to the website. So you could actually, as a buyer, select, okay, I would like to make use of this professional shipping company, but those prices are much higher. But that could maybe be possible. Yeah, it could work for art on a higher level with a higher price.
Well, I would also never recommend any of you guys to not have any idea how much it costs to ship your art around the world. You know, it's like
No.
we all are different artists. We all have different needs for our shipping. So I would recommend you to grab a small piece, a medium piece, and a large piece of whatever art you do, and figure
Yeah.
out how much it costs to send in the countries in your continent, in the next continent over there, that continent, and just have like an estimate of how much it's going to cost in advance.
Yeah.
It's just like homework, guys. You need to know this. So,
Yeah. But there are also artists who, yeah, for example, like if, as an American, if you don't want to ship it abroad, just make the domestic price. You should know indeed like how much it would be to ship from New York to California, or so. I'm not sure if there are huge differences, but yeah, you can just take an average price. But international, yeah, yeah, you could make it just very high. For example, ask like 600, or yeah, you're sure you will have enough money to ship the work, and if someone really buys it, yeah, you have the money to ship it. So it doesn't really is an issue in my opinion. But otherwise, there could also be a block for buyers to buy your work. Yeah.
you have to have a balance there. You have to have artworks that are more affordable and easy to ship, and the premium stuff will be a little bit more complicated to ship. But if you're paying premium, you get premium shipping and whatnot. But
Yeah.
it's part of it's part of the homework. As an artist, you need to know how to pack and ship your artwork. Uh, it's very,
Yeah.
very, very seldomly somebody comes to pick up their artwork at your home. So.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a couple questions. One is I live in the US also, and I'm wondering, because of the cost of shipping, which has really, really gone up here overseas, do you have very many American artists on your website? And the other question is, can the artists sell, is it just originals? Can they sell prints? What kind of art can they sell?
Yeah, you can sell prints and there's also we have added this for photography, so fine art photography. You can upload editions, and this is also possible for prints of original artworks. Yeah, we started as a Dutch website. Um, so in 2009 we had like almost 90% of our visitors were Dutch and Belgium people. And I think at this moment, still most of the people are Dutch, but America is the second place of visitors now. Um, and we actually have quite a lot of American artists. Yeah, we more than half of it is from outside of Europe. So that's yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
yeah, you can actually. Unfortunately, not everyone has entered the location, but you could search on the website and search. If you go to the artist page, you can search on location,
Okay,
and you
cool.
can see the artists from a certain country. But like I said, yeah, we have built in something just 2 months ago. Uh, that forces artists to enter their location, because unfortunately not everyone enters their complete profile, and that's also something I find very interesting, because if you join a platform, you need to tell as much as possible about yourself. Now, so
Yeah,
but we fixed this by forcing people that you can't upload any work before you have entered your location.
and just
Yeah.
it's part of your story as an artist. You're selling art here. People are buying art, not sneakers. If I buy some sneakers, I want them to know as little about me as possible. But if I'm buying art, I need to know as much as possible about that art and about that artist, because half of that connection is emotional and half of it is like, oh yeah, I saw something pretty, I want to buy it.
Yeah, you're buying a story.
Exactly. You're buying a story. That's so smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, who else? Got any more questions?
Yes, I have one. I would like to ask you about customs. when we ship to Asia, the customer has to pay customs. And if
Yeah.
I sell the painting, for example, for 1,500 euro, and then they have to pay 300 euro, I suppose, or more for customs. Do you know how it works, or do I
Yeah,
have to pay? Do I have to write the price for the painting in the shipping label, or do you know how it works?
yeah, indeed. You see, per country, this is different. And that's something you need to add to the shipping. If you ship, indeed, you need to make sure this is done correctly to the country you ship it to.
Yes, because I shipped my paintings to the exhibition in Chile, and he asked me the worth, and I thought it was just for the insurance thing, and I told him the worth, and he wrote it, and then I got the bill for 800 euros to pay for the customs.
But it was just an exhibition, or also selling.
Not just the exhibition.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So it
Then,
sucked.
like in
Yeah.
theory, I'm not an expert, I'm not a custom lawyer here, but if you had gotten a letter from the exhibition, the institution that was exhibiting, that it's only for exhibition use, that is not commercial sale. You know,
Yes,
so that
we
could have
did that,
worked.
and the gallery wrote to the custom and to tell them that it's just for the exhibition, no selling. But no, I
Yeah,
wrote worth on the label, and I have to pay custom.
but for example, if I would buy something from the States, I'm aware that I most likely have to pay custom, and that's a top of what. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yes,
that
but
usually.
do we have to pay? Do we have to write the worth? We can just write it's a gift. Can we, or do you know how it works? So they don't have to pay the customs for 300 euros. It's a lot of money.
I
yeah,
don't.
no, that's true. But you can when and like I said, like the biggest percentage just of buyers go directly to the artist, and then you can arrange everything you like.
Yeah.
You're free to make it like to make it
Yeah,
work like
whatever.
this because
Yes.
I would agree it would be it's a lot of money to pay for tax.
Yeah, and we don't want to tell you to break the law on this podcast. You know? So, hey guys, I
Okay.
think we have time for one short question more. Anybody want to shoot?
I will.
Yeah.
Uh, is there any way to track the kind of attention that a piece gets? For example, if can I see if people are viewing, so I see if one is performing better than the other, or is my only tell whether or not it sells?
At this moment, we have a view counter, so you can view how many times an artwork is seen by people. Um, we would like to make this even smarter, so add a counter for your profile because we don't have that at this moment. It would also be a nice thing to add on. Yeah, because for example, I have one artist who got he receives so many views a month, but people just go to their page and not they check their work and then move to another page, and she doesn't see all those views back in her view count of artwork, and but this is the most simple ways that you can see the amount of views per artwork. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's all the time we have for this week. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us. It's been a pleasure, as always. And Vincent,
Yes.
thanks a lot for joining in. I hope to see all these artists in the platform from now on.
That would be great.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Vincent.